To enjoy unlimited data on your devices, visit airtel.com.ng/HBB.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Hotels abound everywhere, but when you're looking for a cozy, comfortable, luxury, and environment that will take you to the zenith of your expectations, AMT Residential Hotels is the place. The rooms are designed to be your home away from home. We have services, both bar, room, and kitchen are all 24 hours. We have an Olympic-sized swimming pool and our gym to keep your body fit. Our staff are excellent as they welcome you with royalty. Come shake your body as our nightclub opens every Friday with Asu Barbecue. Asuya joints available all day. We have a whole capacity of about 1,500 for your occasions. Welcome to AMT Presidential Hotels, Kilometer 5, Ilesha, Owo Expressway, Akure, Ondo State. Telephone 081-4633-5949 and WhatsApp number 1222-6282. AMT Presidential Hotels, comfort and class redefined.
ẹ kú oríire o ẹ̀yin àgbẹ̀ ọlọ́sìn adìyẹ ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ àgùntàn àti ewúrẹ́ nípínlẹ̀ Ondo níbàjọ́ tó ń ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn fún ìrúgọ́gọ́ àti ìrólókun àwọn ẹran ọ̀sìn yìí ní Helpress Project ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn nǹkan amáyédẹrùn àjùmọ̀nípò bíi ọjà ẹran, ibùdó alápatà, ilé ìwòsàn àwọn ẹran ọ̀sìn, ibùdó ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àwọn àgbẹ̀, ètò ẹ̀yáwó, abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára àwọn ẹran ọ̀sìn lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Ìwọ̀nyí ló wà fún ìgbélárugẹ àti ìrúgọ́gọ́ iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ ọlọ́sìn ẹran nípínlẹ̀ yìí. Àjọ Helpress tún máa pẹ̀tù sí aáwọ̀ láàrin darandaran àti àgbẹ̀, gbìyànjú láti fi ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ wọ̀nyí tó wọn létí. Ó tún lè mú ẹ̀sùn ìwà ìbàjẹ́ bíi ìbálòpọ̀ tipátipá, ìnínilára, ìtàbùkù ẹni látọwọ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ Helpress sí ọ lóríkò iṣẹ́ wọn ṣọwọ́ sápòtí tí wọ́n ti pèsè sí oríkò ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ rẹ̀. Rántí pé Helpress kò fúnni ládìyẹ ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ àgùntàn àti ewúrẹ́ sìn o. Fún àlàyé síwájú sí i kàn sí olú iléeṣẹ́ wa Asia Building lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ADP Alágbàká Àkúrẹ́ tàbí tẹ àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ sí ondo@helpressnigeria.gov.ng, Facebook page Ondo Helpress Project, aago wa ní 003-395-7166. Helpress fún èrè àti ìrọ̀rùn àwọn ọlọ́sìn ẹran.
On the news tonight, focus shifts to grassroots governance as Supreme Court's ruling redefines council's constitutional roles. Regina Olokunboro Foundation empowers Ondo students with learning materials to boost their education. Good evening and welcome to Nta Akure News at 7. I am Abdul Karim Ahmed. We begin the news with the Nigerian Army, who is calling on youths in Ondo State to take advantage of its upcoming 90 regular recruitment intake for trades and non-tradesmen and women. According to the Army, the exercise offers young Nigerians the chance to serve their fatherland, pursue rewarding careers, and contribute to national peace and security. Successful applicants will also have opportunities for professional training and career advancement in fields such as engineering, medicine, ICT, logistics, and administration. The recruitment portal opens on September 29, 2025, and interested candidates are advised to apply through the official Nigerian Army website. The process is free, and applicants have been warned to beware of fraudsters and middlemen. The Army is also appealing to traditional rulers, community leaders, parents and guardians in Ondo State to encourage eligible youths to participate, as the exercise is part of efforts to empower young Nigerians and strengthen national security. Nigeria as a federation operates 3 tiers of government, comprising federal, state, and the local government. Local government is the third tier of government that is closer to the people at the grassroots level with the aim of engendering development among the people. In this report, Dele Atumbi of our Judiciary Desk takes a look at the constitutional roles of local government in Nigeria and its financial autonomy in view of recent Supreme Court verdict.
The fourth schedule of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended is explicit on the functions of local governments as the third tier of government. This ranges from construction and maintenance of roads, street lightings, public highways, parks, public conveniences, as well as the establishment and regulation of slaughterhouses, slaughter slabs, market and motor parks.
Maintenance of primary, adult and vocational education, the development of agriculture.
Apart from these, the three tiers have various constitutional duties assigned to each of them for the overall and even development of the country. The concept of the creation of local governments in Nigeria as the third tier is to bring government closer to the people at the grassroots. To make the local government achieve its aims and objectives, several reforms, particularly that of 1976, have been carried out. These reforms are aimed at accelerating development, enhancing local population participation, and holding those in power accountable for their roles in governance. Under the 1979 Constitution, funds meant for existing local government as at that time came directly to the accounts of the third tier of government from the Federation account.
Yes, 1976 reforms were introduced by General Olusegun Obasanjo, promulgated local government reforms through the guidelines on local government administration. That in itself now was the foundation, the bedrock of the modern local governments that we now have.
In future, when amendments have been done, they should be able to look at all this so that we can resolve and minimize unnecessary conflict.
Section 162, subsection 6 of the 1999 Constitution established state joint local government account where funds from the Federation account meant for local governments shall be paid into. This constitutional provision is inconsistent with the Supreme Court verdict on local government financial autonomy handed down in July 2024.
This created a problem. I was in the matter. I argued the case of one of the parties, the state government, that said what the Attorney General was praying the Supreme Court to do was largely unconstitutional.
But if you go by the direct, literal, original, intentional interpretation of the Constitution on the matter, the correct state of the position is in the minority judgment.
For accelerated development at the grassroots, some of the people who spoke with NTA News suggested constitutional amendment. Going by the law as it is, the local government financial autonomy is subject to the amendment of the provision of Section 162, subsection 8 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi.
Moving on, the Nigeria Police Force has presented checks worth over 2.1 billion naira to the families of officers who died in active service. Francis Form reports that with tears streaming down their faces, widows, children, and next of kin received the support under the Group Life Assurance and IGP Family Welfare schemes. The Inspector General of Police said the exercise is part of an unbroken pledge that the force will never abandon the families of its fallen heroes.
These checks are a symbol of our collective gratitude and a pledge that you remain part of the Nigerian police family. Let me reaffirm with utmost clarity that the welfare of officers and men of the Nigerian police force, whether serving, retired, or departed, remains a cardinal priority of this administration.
Since inception, the schemes have disbursed over 24.2 billion naira to nearly 10,000 families, a gesture described as more than a duty, but a sacred trust. The second edition of the Regina Olokumboro Foundation, an initiative to support the education of deserving pupils and students in primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions in Ondo State, has been held in Akure. The coordinator of the foundation, Mrs. Tinu Olufela, urged well-meaning individuals to ensure that making impact in the society is a priority. Toyin Batire now reports.
Pupils of selected primary schools, students of secondary schools, and students of tertiary institutions in Ondo State benefited from both educational materials and cash gifts presented to them by the Regina Olokumboro Foundation, a foundation established a year ago after the demise of the deceased 2 years ago.
I am very happy because these materials will help me in my educational journey.
I'm very excited because these things will help me in my educational journey.
As an undergraduate, it can help me in terms of my school fees, provisions, and all of the things that I need in school.
Also, members of a prayer group known as the Adura Lere group in the Catholic Church, a group established by late Regina Olokumboro, were presented with foodstuffs.
Mama started this program to make us to pray for ourselves so that we won't be going about. And since the beginning of this program, we can see progress. Many people join us.
The coordinator, Regina Olokumboro Foundation, and former general manager of the Nigerian Television Authority, Nta Akure, Mrs. Tinu Olufela, noted that the deceased legacy is worthy of emulation as she impacted lives while alive.
Before she died, she was always giving support to these people. Primary school, she would pay their school fees and so on and so forth. So when she died, the children now decided to up the game of their mom. So their mom was doing just primary school, but they elevated it to primary, secondary, and the undergraduates. People should look out for people around their community. You may not be super rich, but anything you give, even if it's only 1 naira, they will be well appreciated.
Earlier, a mass led by Very Reverend Father Stephen Omokoba was held at the Sacred Heart Cathedral Akure to reminiscence on the good deeds of late Mama Regina Olokumboro and to pray for the family and the loved ones she left behind. In Akure, Toyin Batire, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Akure News at 7. We shall be back in a moment. Please stay with us. You're welcome back. Don't forget, you can also watch us live on social media via our handles on Facebook and YouTube at NTA Akure. Up next is business news with Sumibola Festus.
Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Yemi Cardozo, has said 14 Nigeria's banks have fully met the new capital requirement in the ongoing capitalization exercise. Cardozo disclosed this while presenting a communique from the 302nd meeting of Monetary Policy Committee of the CBN in Abuja. This is even as the Apex Bank reduced monetary policy rate by 50 basis points from 27.5% to 27%. In another development, African government has been encouraged to present the new national climate plans as opportunities to supercharge economic and boost living standards across the continent, as deadline approach for all countries in the Paris Agreement to submit this plan. In a statement, the UN Climate Change Executive Secretary Simon Stell said strong new national climate plans are blueprint for stronger economic, more jobs, and rising living standards across all African nations. Strong plans open the door to new industry, large-scale investment, more affordable clean energy accessible to all, and more resilient infrastructure as climate disaster hits African nations harder each year. The United Nations called on all countries to submit their new plans, formally called nationally determined contributions, as soon as possible ahead of key milestones, including the UN Secretary General September Climate Summit and November COP30 in Brazil. And that will be all on business news. In Akure, Sumibola Festus, NTA News.
And now let's join the sport desk for the latest in the world.